Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk to you about a question that every one of us has asked ourselves at some point. Why do we fall? Why do we go through these struggles? Why does life knock us down, sometimes to a place so low it feels impossible to stand back up? It's a question that comes to each of us in the quietest moments, often in our hardest times. When we're in the middle of a crisis, when our dreams seem shattered, when the people we counted on turn away, when our plans, those ones we carefully laid out, unravel before our eyes. Why do we fall? Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Falling is one of the most important things that can happen to us. Falling, failing, stumbling. These are not moments to be ashamed of. They are moments to learn, to grow, and to transform. Imagine a baby learning to walk. How many times does that baby fall? Hundreds, maybe thousands of times. But we never look at that baby and say, "Oh, that little one will never learn." We never think, "What a failure." No, we encourage that child. We clap and cheer, knowing each fall is leading them one step closer to walking on their own 2 feet. We believe in the baby's potential to rise every single time. So why don't we treat ourselves with the same kindness? Why do we fall? We fall to rise. There's a Japanese proverb I love that says, "Fall 7 times, stand up 8. That's the essence of resilience. That's what separates those who live a life filled with purpose from those who get lost along the way. The question isn't whether we will fall. It's whether we will choose to stand back up. Consider anyone you admire in life. Any great thinker, any hero, any achiever. And you'll find someone who has faced enormous setbacks. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. Albert Einstein, one of the most brilliant minds in history, was told by his teachers that he'd never amount to much. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, was rejected by dozens of publishers before anyone believed in her work. Did they stay down? Did they allow one rejection, one failure, one fall to define their story? No. They embraced their fall, they learned from it, and they used it as fuel to propel them forward. You see, when we fall, we're presented with 2 choices. We can give in to the fear, the doubt, and the shame. Or we can look at that fall as an invitation to become stronger, wiser, more resilient. Falling is life's way of testing our commitment. It's asking us, how bad do you really want this? How willing are you to keep going? Why do we fall? We fall because the journey to greatness demands it. There's a powerful quote by Winston Churchill that says, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Think about that for a moment. Failure is not fatal. In fact, failure is the very thing that helps us succeed. Each fall, each failure, is a lesson in disguise. Each setback teaches us more about who we are, what we are capable of, and where we need to improve. When we fall, it's a reminder that we are human. It's a reminder that life is a series of trials and triumphs, of highs and lows, and that every step, even the ones that take us down, are part of a journey to our best selves. Falling is a teacher, if we choose to listen. I want each of you to take a moment and think back to a time when you failed, when you stumbled, when life knocked you down. How did you respond? How did you feel? What did you learn? For some of us, those moments are painful. They may have come with regret, shame, or self-doubt. But now, looking back, can you see that those were also the moments that shaped you? Those were the times that taught you resilience, that taught you strength, that pushed you to become better. Each fall we experience is a lesson in patience. It teaches us that things don't always come when we want them to, but that doesn't mean they aren't coming. Each fall is a lesson in humility. It reminds us that no one is immune to struggle, that every person we meet is fighting a battle we may never see. And each fall is a lesson in determination, in grit, in the unbreakable human spirit. When you fall, you discover a new side of yourself, a side that is courageous, that can take risks, that can withstand the blows life throws at it. It's in those moments, down in the dust, that we find out who we truly are. So I ask you, the next time you fall, don't look at it as the end. Look at it as the beginning of a new chapter, one where you rise stronger, with more purpose, and with a fire inside you that no one can extinguish. When we fall, it's often unexpected. One moment, We're walking forward with a clear path in sight. The next, something disrupts our journey. It could be a sudden failure, a loss, or even a personal misstep. But instead of seeing falling as a punishment or a sign of weakness, what if we viewed it as a necessary part of becoming stronger? Falling teaches us humility. Often, when we're on a roll, it's easy to feel invincible, to believe that we've figured it all out. But life has a way of humbling us. It reminds us that no matter how talented or skilled we are, we're all capable of tripping, of making mistakes, of facing challenges. This humility is what keeps us grounded, what connects us to others, and what allows us to grow without letting ego get in the way. Think about how falling deepens empathy. When we experience our own struggles, we become more understanding of others' battles. We no longer judge people for their failures, because we know how it feels to stumble. We see others through a lens of compassion, understanding that life doesn't go as planned for anyone. This empathy makes us better friends, partners, and leaders. Each fall sharpens our resilience. Imagine a plant growing against strong winds. That wind makes the plant's roots stronger, more anchored in the soil. In the same way, every time we fall, we develop inner strength. We learn to withstand the storms, to get up no matter how many times we're knocked down. Over time, this resilience becomes part of who we are, giving us a confidence that no external force can shake. In fact, resilience is like a muscle. It grows stronger every time we use it. Each fall is a workout for that muscle, making us more resilient for future challenges. Just as lifting weights makes us physically stronger, facing setbacks builds our inner strength. With each fall, we become better equipped to handle life's inevitable difficulties. Falling forces us to reflect. When we're at our lowest, we often have no choice but to examine our choices, our priorities, and our actions. We ask ourselves questions we might otherwise ignore. Was I on the right path? Am I pursuing something that truly matters to me? Setbacks force us to reassess our goals and realign with what is meaningful. Failures often show us what we need to improve. Imagine someone who dreams of becoming a great musician but keeps making mistakes. Those mistakes are signals, showing areas that need attention and practice. In the same way, our falls reveal gaps in our skills, areas where we can grow. Instead of feeling defeated, we can choose to see these setbacks as guides pointing us toward our potential. Another powerful lesson in falling is patience. In our fast-paced world, we expect results instantly, but falling reminds us that true progress takes time. It teaches us to trust the process, to understand that growth is gradual, and that every small step counts, even if we don't see immediate results. Each fall is a lesson in trusting that things will come together when they're meant to. Consider how falling fosters adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks teach us to be flexible, to pivot when things don't go as planned. Those who adapt thrive, while those who resist change often struggle. Each fall teaches us that rigidity only holds us back. We learn to bend, to change, and to find new ways forward. When we fall, we also learn about courage. It takes immense bravery to get back up after a hard fall. Each time we rise, we're overcoming fear, pushing through doubt, and showing ourselves that we are stronger than we knew. This courage grows with each setback, giving us the boldness to take risks and pursue what we truly want in life. Falling shows us the importance of gratitude. Sometimes, when things go well for too long, we begin to take our blessings for granted. But a fall can change our perspective. It makes us appreciate the simple things: our health, the support of loved ones, even the opportunity to try again. We realize that life's true gifts are not material. They are the relationships, the experiences, and the lessons we gather along the way. The journey through setbacks helps us shed what doesn't serve us. Often, we're holding on to limiting beliefs, unhealthy relationships, or outdated goals. Falling gives us the chance to let go, to start fresh, and to embrace a version of ourselves that's truer to who we want to be. It's a process of self-discovery, one that often requires shedding our old skin to make way for new growth. When we ask, why do we fall? We're really asking, why does life challenge us in ways we sometimes feel unprepared for? The answer is that these challenges are what shape us. They're what make our lives meaningful. Without them, we'd never discover our true potential or realize what we're capable of. Falling reminds us to be vulnerable. We often try to appear strong, to act like we have it all together. But vulnerability is where real connection happens. When we share our struggles, others feel seen and understood. Our falls connect us to one another, reminding us that no one is alone in their challenges. Sometimes, falling helps us discover new paths. It's as if life is redirecting us, showing us that the road we thought was right isn't the best one for us. What seems like a failure in one moment might lead to an opportunity we never imagined. Falling can be the first step toward discovering our true calling. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, who faced failure after failure before inventing the light bulb. He reportedly said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's falls taught him persistence, patience, and the importance of learning from each attempt. His story is a testament to the idea that falling is part of the journey to innovation and success. Every fall we experience creates a story. These stories aren't about being perfect or getting everything right the first time. They're about the courage to keep going, the wisdom gained through struggle, and the strength found in the face of adversity. These are the stories that inspire others, that connect us, that make us human. In the end, falling reminds us that life is not a straight line. It's full of twists and turns, of highs and lows. And each fall is a part of that journey, a step toward becoming the person we're meant to be. We fall not to stay down, but to discover the power within us to rise again and again, with newfound strength and purpose. So let's embrace every fall as a chance to grow, to learn, and to become better than we were before. Because, my friends, we don't just fall to rise. We fall to become unstoppable, to become resilient, to become the heroes of our own story. When we fall, it often feels like the end, especially in moments where we put our hearts and souls into something only to see it crumble. But in truth, each fall is a beginning, a launch pad that opens up new possibilities and shows us a side of life, and of ourselves, that we might not have known existed. One of the greatest gifts of falling is the development of resilience. Resilience isn't just the ability to endure hardship. It's the inner strength to rise each time we're knocked down, stronger and wiser than before. Resilience allows us to view setbacks not as final defeats, but as temporary challenges, ones that we can overcome if we're willing to learn and adapt. Each fall we encounter strengthens this resilience, preparing us for the future in ways we may not even realize. One often overlooked aspect of falling is that it teaches us creativity. When our original plans don't work out, we're forced to think outside the box, to explore new approaches and solutions we might not have considered otherwise. This flexibility and creativity allow us to see obstacles as challenges to be solved, rather than roadblocks that stop us in our tracks. In this way, falling opens our minds to endless possibilities, pushing us to become more innovative in our pursuit of goals. Each fall we face is a learning experience. Just as a student learns by making mistakes and receiving feedback, we grow through our falls. Each setback offers feedback on what didn't work, on areas we can improve, and on things we may need to adjust moving forward. If we can see each fall as an opportunity to learn, then every setback becomes a stepping stone toward our next success. When we fall, we also become more compassionate toward others. Our own struggles help us empathize with those going through similar situations. Instead of judging others for their mistakes, we start to see the bravery it takes to keep going in the face of hardship. This compassion creates a powerful bond, allowing us to connect deeply with others and offer them support when they need it most. Falling has a way of showing us what truly matters. Often, we get caught up in the pursuit of success, of achievement, and of reaching certain milestones. But a setback can make us pause and reflect on our values and what we genuinely want from life. This reflection helps us realign with our purpose, ensuring that we're not just moving forward for the sake of it, but in a direction that genuinely fulfills us. Consider how each fall we experience ultimately adds to our life story. Our lives are not defined by a single success or failure, but by the collection of experiences, both good and bad, that shape us. Each fall adds depth to our story, making us more relatable, more resilient, and more inspiring to others who may face similar challenges. In a way, falling gives our lives texture, making our journey richer and more meaningful. Perhaps one of the most powerful aspects of falling is the courage it builds within us. Getting back up after a fall requires a special kind of bravery. the bravery to face the possibility of failure again, to take risks, and to keep moving forward. This courage doesn't just help us in moments of difficulty. It spills over into every aspect of our lives, making us bolder in our choices and more fearless in the pursuit of our dreams. Finally, falling teaches us patience. We live in a world that values instant results, but real growth and meaningful success take time. When we fall, we're reminded that our journey is a marathon, not a sprint. It teaches us to trust in the process, to believe that each step, no matter how small or seemingly backward, is a part of our progression. Let's fall, rise, and conquer. Thank you.